as always on this show, positive vibes only. We're never cynical or skeptical when it comes to our beloved Houston Astros in the playoffs. Regular season, sometimes a different story. But in the playoffs, we push forward. We manifest greatness by being chipper and positive. Yeah, Astros are down 0-2. They're fine. Again, I'm still more annoyed with what happened to my car than I am about the Astros being down 0-2. It's going to make it that much more sweet when they make this thing 3-2 over the next couple of games in Arlington, also known as South Oklahoma. You got Cristian Javier on the hill tonight. He is coming off of a fantastic start against the Minnesota Twins, where he was striking dudes out and looking like the guy that we remember from postseasons of the past, whether that be last year or just over the course of his career. He looked really good, and he's the guy that's going to have to make this thing 2-1. And obviously there's other important Astros. We'll discuss them over the course of the show, but I'm going to give my top 5 most important Astros for this game. One's obviously Cristian Javier. 2, surprise one, Michael Brantley. Brantley has hit Max Scherzer very well over the course of his career. And I don't know if the lineup's been released yet or what time it will be for tonight's 7 o'clock first pitch, but there has been some buzz about Kyle Tucker potentially being moved down in the order, Michael Brantley to replace him being moved up. Number 3, Yordan Alvarez. I think it's unfair to put him higher than that because he's done so much already. It's been an incredible postseason for him. It's pretty crazy to think that there was a chance he might not have played in Game 2, but he pressed Dr. Dusty Baker and the Astros. Sometimes sus training staff to get back out there. 4, Kyle Tucker. He's moving down in the order. Do anything. I'd say the same for Jose Altuve. We're going to tie him at 4. The Bats, which we know are capable of doing more than what they've done, need to wake up. And even though he's not a Houston Astro, Max Scherzer, shouldn't this be feasting time? Shouldn't this be a huge opportunity for the Astros, much like it was when Nathan Eovaldi for the Rangers came back, no rehab? This is going to be Max Scherzer's first work. Scherzer hasn't pitched since, I want to say, September 13th with a low-grade strain of his teres major muscle in his right shoulder. Well, I don't know what that is. I know it sounds bad. If they feasted on Eovaldi, they should be able to feast on Scherzer. If they feast on Scherzer, I think the Bats are going to be in good shape the rest of the series. A little batting practice. But also, guys, a lot of positive vibes. I went back and I looked at Dusty Baker's pre-Game 3 press conference yesterday, and he was throwing 100 miles per hour when it comes to delivering Dusty-isms. Someone asked him a question about getting off to an early start. Here is our fearless leader, the great Dusty Baker, giving that kid, who compared to him as a kid, because Dusty Baker's pretty old, gave this kid some advice that he's going to take going forward in life.
The fact that you guys haven't had a lead in this series, the fact that Texas has that winning streak, how much more crucial is that for you guys to maybe feel some of that success early on in tomorrow's game?
I don't know. I want to feel success at the end of the game.
Thank you, Dusty. I love that man. Honestly, watching that press conference, I could not be more excited for tonight. I love that this guy's the leader of the team. I know you guys want someone different. Oh, he plays Martin Maldonado too much. I enjoy him. I enjoyed that press conference. And if you want to get yourself feeling optimistic and positive for tonight, because we are a positive vibes only show, always have been, that's how you do it. Watch the press conference. That's at MLB.com. Our good friend Tab is calling in, 713-780-3776, to talk about his Rangers against our Astros. Tab, sup, dog? How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Paul. How about you?
I cannot complain.
My team's up 2-0.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Listen, Tab, it's great. You know, they'll probably tell tales and sing songs about the Rangers being up 2-0. I suppose it's low-hanging fruit to go back to the time where you guys had the lead against the St. Louis Cardinals in the World Series. It's low-hanging fruit. I wouldn't do that. You're a friend of the program. But all the pressure's on you guys now, given that the Astros are 6-1 in Arlington this year and outscored them 63-32 when they were there this year.
But I got one question to ask you.
Hit me.
Why do they play the games? Because those games don't matter.
Damn.
How many runs you scored? How many runs did y'all score Tuesday night?
No, not enough. Not enough. Although they didn't play, you know what? They didn't play Tuesday night, so they scored no runs. But guess what? Rangers scored no runs. Checkmate.
Oh, that's right. That was that Monday night.
I get what you're saying. They scored. They
I'm
scored less.
retired.
They
I'm
scored less.
retired,
Tab.
Jack.
I know. I know. They scored less. God.
And you know, you talking about the two Houston Dynamos and your pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
We got to Max Verlander. We ate him alive.
Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see, Tab. You know, that's why they play the games, as you just said.
That's right. You know, and it's kind of funny, and I thought of this Monday night. The score was 2-0, and we lead the series 2-0.
You know what, Tab? You're being mean now, okay? I like you. You're a friend, but we get it. We get it. They're down 2-0. Positive vibes only. No more Tab until he calls back in tomorrow. We do love Tab. 713-780-3776. Sean Mapes behind the glass.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, hi, Sean. How are you?
You said all I heard was Sean Mapes behind the glass. I thought you wanted me to
all I said was
react.
hi. How are you? How do you feel? Has
Great.
Tab rattled your confidence? Dusty Baker has made me feel very confident today. Gotta say.
I wouldn't say that Tab's rattled my confidence in any way, shape, or form. If I was the Rangers, I'd be talking the same way. Actually, I'd be probably talking crazier than Tab is. Tab always gracious in victory and in defeat.
That is true. It's very different, Sean, from the many Rangers fans online who have been telling me that my confidence has aged well. Again, nothing ages well. Shut the F up. But we're fine. We're calm. We're collected. Okay. You know me as the high tradesman of the Church of Jeff Luno. I am the one that is leading this fan base on our great journey. The great journey to a repeat. Yeah, they're down 0-2. A lot of people doubting the Astros. A lot of people doubted Jesus. A lot of people doubted Tom Brady when the Patriots were down 28-3. Lots of people compared those two. Do you think it's time, Sean? Do you think it's time for a war hymn of sorts? A speech? I don't know if it's copyright infringement to do a war hymn in the state of Texas. Like Texas A&M, shout out to them.
Tread carefully.
A lot of trademarks.
Paul, just tread carefully.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna hearken back to another leader who was doubted. You know, lots of people doubted Winston Churchill after the Battle of Gallipoli in World War I, which was an epic F-up by the Limeys. Just total dumbass invasion. But a lot of people doubted him. Then all of a sudden, World War II started. A lot of people doubted Dusty Baker. Then Astros being down to the Rangers 0-2 started. World War II, 0-2, See the similarities? Am I reaching? Probably. Can I get a little ambience in the background, though? Because it's time for me to get you pumped up. I have myself full confidence that if all Astros do their duty, if nothing is neglected, if the best arrangements are made, as they are being made, we shall prove ourselves once again able to defend our actually in Texas home, to ride out the storm of the ALCS, to outlive the menace of South Oklahoma if necessary for years, if necessary alone. Even though large tracts of Dallas may have stopped rooting for the Astros, because a lot of them jumped on the bandwagon. I get it. You know, they're good. We shall not flag. We shall not fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in Fort Worth. We shall fight in Arlington. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in Uptown. We shall defend our empire, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight at the State Fair. We shall fight in Knox. We shall fight in Dealey Plaza, where JFK got killed. R.I.P. to Dallas welcoming presidents ever again. We shall fight in Victory Park. We shall never surrender. Go, our beloved Astros.
I don't think we really need a team meeting. I feel like last two games we played a really good game. Other than the tough first inning yesterday, I think the pitching staff been doing a pretty good job on people getting on base. We got a couple of solo homers, I think, yesterday. Other than that, we haven't got the big hit. I think we, as a team, we feel pretty good, even though that we are down 2-0.
So good they didn't even need a team meeting. That's how good the vibes for your Houston Astros are right now before the biggest game of the season on this, the biggest day of your life. A texter texted in a little bit ago from the 281. It would be nice if Paul could just stay in a steady volume instead of whispering. And then he must have bleeping yell. Some people are working with this radio on. It's a fair point, but I have to be me. I've gotta be me. I've gotta be me. Right, Sean? That's part of the experience. Some people, they hate it. But some people, they love it.
It is funny looking at the wave phone, the audio waves.
It's insane.
After the show.
I see it myself.
Yes, and you could see whisper, 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 whisper. Ah!
Sometimes you gotta keep the people on their feet. And listen, who hasn't been driving and you hear radio in the background and it just drones on and you're slowly falling asleep? It's nice to have a person just wake you up every now and then to make sure you're listening. Maybe he scares you off, but this is how the Paul Gallant show goes, okay? Until someone tells me to stop it forever, this is how it's going to be. Would I listen to a boss telling me to stop it? Maybe, if the numbies weren't so good. Anyway, Cristian Javier. What Cristian Javier are the Astros going to get tonight? Are they going to get postseason Cristian Javier? In 15 career postseason appearances, Javier has a 1.91 ERA, over 37 and 2/3 innings and 57 strikeouts. Famously, Cristian Javier was the first pitcher for the Houston Astros in their combined no-hitter against the Phillies in the World Series. Are they going to get 2023 Cristian Javier, who has pitched better of late, but on the year, 10-5, a 4.56 ERA, easily the most disappointing Astro for much of the year? I'm not sure what it was that led to his lack of success. There was a moment in time where I wondered, damn, is it just the contract? Is it as simple as something like that? But it hasn't been the best year for him. So are you going to get this year's regular season Javier? Are you going to get postseason Javier? Or are you going to get Cristian Javier against the Texas Rangers Javier? And that's truly the one that I wonder about. Because this is a very good Rangers lineup this year. And if they can actually, do what they've done for a lot of this season, not in game 1, not in game 2, I think any Rangers fan would probably argue, just like the Astros lineup is due, the Rangers lineup is due. Is he going to pitch well against this specific team? He, against the Texas Rangers this season, did not look good. This was in remember that game where the Astros won it 12-11? His ERA in that game, over 4 1/3, where he allowed 9 hits, where he allowed 8 earned runs, 2 homers. His ERA was 16.62. It is his worst number against anyone in baseball this season, in a year where he really has struggled. So they've had success, but I am feeling pretty good about what we last saw from Cristian Javier, and I do think we're talking about a different pitcher. Martin Maldonado, when asked about what's different from Javier for most of this season compared to at the very end, he snickered and he didn't give an answer. He said 2 words like, I can't say. So he's clearly feeling confident in his guy. And he also had, I thought, a great line expressing the confidence that he has in Javier and what he's able to do tonight.
Javi, I've done it for, he did it in Minnesota. He did it last year. I think we're losing 2-1 in the World Series, and he stepped up. I don't think it's a big moment for him. Like I say before, you don't call him the reptile for something. I feel like that guy, he doesn't have any blood going to his, his veins. So, he's the right guy for us, and we believe on him. And couldn't be more happy to have him on the mound tomorrow.
They don't call him El Reptile for nothing. Hell yeah, Maldi. Let's effing go. By the way, Javier, while walking by Martin Maldonado, you want to feel even better about El Reptile? Maldonado jokingly checked Javier's pulse as they were passing each other in the interview room after Maldonado was done with that interview session right there. Brian McTaggart's commentary on that moment. Javier's ability to not show emotion could serve him well tomorrow. Don't you wish Framber had this? So badly. Can you give 5% Javier of that cold-blooded nature? Can you give it to Framber? Just 5%.
The perfect pitcher is just Framber with Cristian Javier's mentality.
Just a little of Javier's mentality, Sean. And
put his brain in his body.
I'm one to talk. I've had a couple of meltdowns over the last couple of days. Just absolute massive outbursts of anger. One a day for the last 3 days. Sunday morning, because I was annoyed that my friends got back late while I was trying to sleep on the couch before driving back from ACL. It happened on Sunday. I forget what happened. Obviously happened on Monday when my car got assaulted. Happened this morning when I found out I booked my Thanksgiving flight home backwards. And shut up! It's about to happen now because Sean's laughing at me, hurting my feelings.
When you say you booked it backwards, you mean you booked a flight from Logan or from Boston or Tampa,
I booked a flight
wherever.
from Houston. I booked a flight from Tampa to Houston and back. Yes. Yeah. Now I fixed it. It's Southwest. You can change it really quickly. I did catch it, but it also ended up being $300 more expensive. So that bummed me out. I thought I was like, oh wow, man, I should have bought flights earlier. Now I'm $600 round trip. Kill me. Anyway, hey. What is Cristian Javier's favorite reptile? He was asked this. And you get to answer this too on the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. Christian's favorite reptile is a crocodile. Crocodiles seem like they're calm, but when they get in the water, they can get aggressive. They do nap a lot, crocodiles. Must be a nice life. You're apex predator. You just sleep all day, go in the water, couple barrel rolls, kill prey. Pretty nice. Like, there's a reason they've been on this planet for millions of years. Legends.
They got it figured out.
They are.
They do got it figured out. They don't have jobs.
God, so jealous.
I got a totally different mindset than most people.
Hell effing yeah, Dusty Baker, our fearless leader of the Houston Astros. They're down 0-2. They're fine. They're fine. We're going to be watching the game at Wakefield Crowbar a little bit later. Connor and Beard are out there already. I will be joining right before the game. Astros are 1-0 at Wakefield Crowbar when I watch a playoff game there. Looking forward to hanging out with all of you guys there. So, there is, I think, a very fair question about the Astros lineup in tonight's game. Specifically, what should the Astros do with Kyle Tucker, who's batting .091? And if you saw in that piece in The Athletic by Chandler Rome yesterday, he is really loud sounding down on himself. And I think because of that, him saying, like, I don't know what's wrong with my swing, something's up. I think that they have to move him down in the lineup. And it does sound like that's the case. Dusty Baker at yesterday's press conference said as much, that they are thinking about shifting Kyle Tucker's spot in the lineup.
I might move him down the order, try to take a little bit off of him. And so, we'll see. Get going. We had a good conversation today. And, for a temporary situation, I might move him down the order, try to take a little bit off of him. And so, we'll see. And there are a few guys, we need to get going, or, we all need to get going.
We do all need to get going. But the positive vibes are here. He's not even thinking about Game 4. He's just focusing on Game 3. Michael Brantley, in his career against Max Scherzer, did you know he's 20 for 54, including the postseason? So I think what's going to happen, and this is per Brian McTaggart, this is what he projects to be the Astros lineup today. Jose Altuve at second base, batting first. Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, Jose Abreu in the cleanup spot, Michael Brantley the fifth spot, Kyle Tucker moves down to 6, Chas McCormick, Jeremy Pena, and Martin Maldonado. But Kyle Tucker, to me, is not the key to jumpstarting the Astros bats. That's not to say I'm expecting his struggles to continue. I think that the best thing for the Astros in tonight's game is that Max Scherzer is on the mound. Much like Nathan Eovaldi, he's coming back to pitch for the first time in a long time without, at least to my knowledge, any sort of rehab assignment. He's just going straight back out there. And he didn't look so good against the Astros the last time he pitched, which was only, 10 days or so before he was shelved September 13th with a low-grade strain of the teres major muscle in his right shoulder. He's been out a hot minute. So he comes back in. I think there's a chance that he jumpstarts the Astros lineup completely going forward. Would it be a batting practice kind of atmosphere? Honestly, to expect it to be as easy for the Astros as it was in early September, even for me, as optimistic and trying to manifest the positive energy, the positive vibes, the chakra going forward, I'm having a hard time imagining them doing what they did in those 3 games. It would be great to see it. I do think, though, that Scherzer coming back, this could help Astros bats get confident again. A guy like that, who is probably going to have to shake off some cobwebs. This is a guy who's in his early 40s. I think that is a huge opportunity for the Astros bats to potentially catch fire. They're going to have to obviously execute, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think there is a better possible starter for the Astros to face to get the bats going again.